Now, this is the kind of story that gets people talking. A name like Victoria Starmer doesn't often make the headlines. Unlike the spouses of other high-profile politicians, she has largely stayed out of the limelight. But when her name does come up, it's bound to turn heads, especially when it's linked to a political commentator as outspoken as Marina Purkiss. So, what's the real story here? What secret could possibly connect Victoria Starmer, the private and reserved wife of Labour leader Keir Starmer, to Marina Purkiss, a well-known media personality who never shies away from expressing her views? And more importantly, why is Britain so shocked? Let's break it down. The unexpected connection. For those unfamiliar with Marina Purkiss, she's one of the most vocal political commentators in the UK. A strong critic of the Conservative government, she has built a reputation for her no-nonsense analysis of British politics. She's known for calling out politicians, on both sides of the aisle, whenever she sees hypocrisy, incompetence, or a lack of accountability. Keir Starmer, as the leader of the Labour Party, has been one of her frequent subjects. While Purkiss has occasionally praised Labour's policies, she's also been critical of Starmer himself, accusing him of not being bold enough, not challenging the establishment enough, and sometimes, not differentiating himself from the Conservatives in the way many Labour supporters had hoped. So, where does Victoria Starmer fit into this? That's where things take an interesting turn. Reports suggest that Victoria Starmer has been following Purkiss's commentary closely. So closely, in fact, that she has privately expressed strong opinions about how her husband is being perceived in the media. While Victoria rarely speaks publicly about politics, sources claim she has been increasingly engaged in behind-the-scenes discussions about the way Keir is being portrayed. But here's the twist. Rather than dismissing Purkiss as just another commentator, there are claims that Victoria Starmer actually sees value in what she's saying. Some insiders even suggest she believes Purkiss is raising points that Labour leadership should take seriously. If true, this would be a major revelation, because it suggests that Keir Starmer's own household might be more in tune with political critics than people assumed. Political reactions and public speculation. The moment this story hit the public sphere, reactions poured in. Labour supporters were divided. Some saw it as a positive sign, proof that Victoria Starmer is not just a passive political spouse, but someone who is paying close attention to public discourse. Others, however, wondered if this could create tension within Labour's inner circle. After all, if Keir Starmer's own wife sees merit in Purkiss's critiques, what does that say about Labour's current strategy? On the other side, Starmer's critics jumped on this as a sign of possible internal disagreement. Could this be a hint that even those closest to Starmer think he should be doing more? Could Victoria Starmer be quietly pushing for him to take a stronger stance on key issues? While there's no confirmed evidence that she has directly influenced policy decisions, the mere suggestion that she's listening to voices outside Labour's official messaging has sparked intense debate. Meanwhile, Marina Purkiss herself has yet to comment directly on the matter. But knowing her style, if she chooses to address it, she won't hold back. Some believe she might see it as a validation of her critiques, while others think she might remain skeptical about whether it will lead to any real change in Labour's approach. The bigger picture, why this matters. This story isn't just about Victoria Starmer, Marina Purkiss, or even Keir Starmer. It's about the broader conversation happening within British politics. Labour is at a crucial moment. With the next general election looming, the party needs to solidify its identity. It's not enough to just be the alternative to the Conservatives. Labour needs to present a clear, bold vision for the future. Purkiss has been one of the voices calling for stronger, more decisive leadership. If Victoria Starmer truly believes there's some truth in these critiques, it could be a sign that change is needed, or at the very least, that Labour needs to be more aware of how it's being perceived. And let's not forget the personal angle. For years, Victoria Starmer has been seen as a quiet presence in Keir Starmer's political life. If she's now paying closer attention to public discourse, and possibly even engaging in discussions about it, it could mean she's becoming a more influential figure behind the scenes. Political spouses often play bigger roles than the public realizes, and this could be a rare glimpse into the dynamic at play in the Starmer household. What happens next? Will this story fade away, or will it push Labour to rethink its messaging? Will Marina Purkiss address the speculation head-on, or will she let the public draw its own conclusions? And most importantly, will Keir Starmer himself acknowledge this moment and use it as an opportunity to strengthen his position? One thing is clear. This is not just another minor political story. It's a conversation about perception, leadership, and the voices that shape the political narrative. Whether this leads to real change or just remains an interesting footnote in political gossip, Britain is watching.